Hi, I'm Chef Cody, and welcome to Catch the Spirit. We're here at Cougar Vineyard and Winery, and today we're going to be having a whole lot of fun. We're going to start with some baby greens with a really nice boysenberry vinaigrette, and we're going to be using the Cougar Winery Estate. What's the name of this? Sangiovese wine. I've been having trouble with that all day, so I'm glad everybody helped me with it. And then after that, we're going to be doing a crab stuffed chicken breast, and we're going to be doing a really nice champagne cream sauce. It's almost a beurre blanc, but not quite. It's going to be made with the 2008 sparkling Cougar wine. And then we're going to do some chocolate dipped strawberries. I'm going to bring up this really cute young lady over here. Her name's Jennifer. She's one of the owners. Okay, and we're going to come up with Rick as well. Anyway, let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with a very nice vinaigrette. And I've got some boysenberry right here. Let me go ahead and turn on a little bit of flame. There we go. And I've got the, what's the name of this wine again? Sangiovese. Sangiovese wine. And this is actually a really good wine. I got to try it last Friday or Saturday, and I loved it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this and reduce it by about half. I've got a little whisk here. And we're going to go ahead and let this work. Now, while this dressing is working, I'm going to go ahead and start the chicken. And I'm just going to move that up front like so and put that back there. Now, in order to get the chicken started, I've got to pound a little chicken breast. One of the secrets to pounding chicken, always put it under and over with plastic. I'm going to go ahead and cover the chicken on top and bottom and just give it a nice pound. We want to pound it approximately about quarter inch or so. I've got a couple small breasts here so they cook quickly. And let me just put this back here like that. And like I said, cover the top and the bottom. It's best to do it on a cutting board. But obviously we're not going to dirty up the cutting board because we are pounding it on top of the plastic. And then just take your meat mallet like so. And then just flip it over. And that's another good reason for having it on paper. There you go. And then we're just going to move that forward for a second, and we're going to go ahead and do the crab stuffing. Now, we've got a little bit of crab meat, and this is canned lump crab meat. It's perfect for this dish. And then we're going to go ahead and add a little bit of breadcrumb. And I've got some green onion here. I've got chives in with the green onions, so. And that's for later, for garnish on the main dish. So I'll just leave that there. And then we got some red onion here. And I'm going to add a little bit of basil to this. Now we were supposed to add an egg to this. Anyone who's following along with the recipe, you'll see that it says an egg. Now I'm going to show you how versatile we can be over at Manhattan Catering. Quite frankly, I forgot to bring an egg. So what I'm going to do is add a little bit of cream to it, which will give you pretty much the same consistency as if you added an egg. And it'll make it a little bit more creamier also. Just a little bit. That's about 3 tablespoons. And here's the crab stuffing for you guys out in TV land. And here you guys go. Okay.
Ooh. So why do you use sea salt?
The reason why I use sea salt is because it has more flavor than regular salt, table salt, so to speak, and also it adds a lot more texture as well. And then we're going to do a little salt and pepper on both sides of the chicken. And also the other reason I use sea salt is because the chef that I apprenticed under said, use sea salt. So there we go, a little salt and pepper. Then we're going to take the crab, go 1, 2. Then I'm just going to wipe my hands off real quick. Now, a secret to rolling anything, just go ahead and use the paper. Roll it over, tighten it, and if it doesn't stay, just do it again. It's no big deal. Then we're going to take this. We've got a little pan here and a small oven. Now, this is really interesting because you're thinking that you're working with raw chicken and it's going to take a while for it to come up to temp. This cooks in 15 minutes, especially because it's pounded. Now, we're going to go ahead and place this right here in the oven. I've got the oven on 350. And like I said, it's a convection oven, and we're going to go approximately 15 minutes, and it should be perfect. Okay, there we go. And the next thing will be the couscous. Now, that's really simple. What we're going to do with the couscous is, I've got this pan here, and we're going to take a little bit of butter. And we have some garlic oil here. And then we're going to, once the butter melts, which is about to, and the pan gets nice and hot, we're going to go ahead and add some chopped red onion. And some red bell pepper. Now I've got some fresh mint here, and we're going to be using that in a second. But most important, we're adding pine nuts to our couscous, and most people forget the most important thing when you're adding pine nuts. Do not add them raw, okay? Always saute them a little bit. And so I'm going to go ahead, put the pine nuts in now, and get that going nice and get some color on the pine nuts. Then we're going to do a quick saute here. And you want to get everything coated and just let it run for a while. Let it go for a while. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and julienne a little bit of fresh basil. Now let's just go ahead and siphon out a little bit of fresh basil. Ten minutes? Okay, beautiful. Okay. Then let's go ahead and add the basil right there. I'm still looking at the sauce, making sure, and making sure that it's fine. It's perfect. Now, I'm hoping you guys can see the color that we're getting on the pine nuts. Now that's very important because now you're going to taste the pine nuts. It's not going to be this obscure thing. And we're going to go ahead and add the couscous. Okay, we got the couscous in there. Now we're just going to go ahead and mix it through a little bit. It's very important that you coat all the grains of the couscous with the oil that we used. And that's the way that should look when you get done coating it. Let's add a little bit more. We'll be able to stretch it for a little bit more. How many people we got in the audience today? 2, 4, 6, 8. We got We got to feed a lot of people today, so let's add a little bit more. There we go. Now that's beautiful. Now I've got some hot stock working down here. Okay, this is just basic chicken stock, and we have just a little bit of salt, pepper, and things in with it. And we're going to go ahead and just pour that in with the couscous. Then we're just going to let that work a couple minutes. And as you see, the couscous is going to soak that up really quick. So while that's working, now we're ready for our dressing. We've got some salad oil here. If you guys don't know what this is a submergible blender, better known as a burr mixer. If you don't have one at home, get one. And if you can, get one like this because it comes with 3 other attachments and they work great. Need a little bit of lemon. Here we go. And as you can see, the couscous is almost done. And then we've got a little bit of a juicer right here. And then we're going to go ahead and juice that like so. Half a lemon works great. It's not in the recipe that you guys have, but I guarantee you, you'll miss it if it's not there. Okay, now we're going to go ahead. This is actually red wine vinegar.
Not my wine.
No, it's not your wine. Your wine tastes a lot better than this. All your wine tastes a lot better than this, actually. I've tried this stuff before. And then we're going to just start that going like so. And then we're going to slowly add oil. Now I'm using 2 different types of oils here. I've got salad oil and I have canola and olive oil blend. Now in the menu, in the recipe, it just says canola oil, but I like the blend a little bit better sometimes. And then we're going to add a little bit of red wine vinegar. There we go. Then we're going to do a quick salt and pepper and then taste. Salt. Of course, we got sea salt here again. Pepper. Then we're going to mix those in. Okay, and now we have a bottle here, and we're just going to pour this right into the bottle.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Now I'm going to try to do this without spilling. I almost made it. Here, just run your finger up across the bottom of that bottle. No, taste it.
Don't lick the whole bottle.
Here, lick his fingers.
Oh, that's good. That's tasty.
It's all about your wine. What kind of wine is it again?
Sangiovese.
Ooh.
Cougar Sangiovese.
So we got a little bit more than that full bottle, but we're good to go. Now I'm just going to place that right there. The finishing of the couscous is really easy. We're going to start with lemon zest. Add that straight in like so. Then we're going to take some fresh lemon juice. And I've got a little juicer right here, as I showed you earlier. And we have some Kalamala olives,
Yum.
which we are adding, and add a little bit of the juice of the Kalamala too. I made Linda pit these before we got here, so. And this isn't in the recipe, but this is one of my secrets. I like to add just a little bit of craisins to the recipe, like so. And then we've got some tomatoes here that we also are going to add just a second time. Just so we have that tomatoey flavor. Those are peppers. There we go. Now, we're just going to let this move around a little bit. Oh man, that looks good and it smells good too. Wish you people out in TV land could smell this. This is going to be delicious. Okay, now I'm just going to put this down on the bottom for a couple seconds. Now, what we're going to do real quick is we're going to do the sauce for the chicken. And that's really easy. Like I said, it's kind of a beurre blanc, but not really. Okay, what we're going to start with is the sparkling wine, the Cougar sparkling wine. And I'm going to go ahead and place that in. We're going to do lemon again and garlic. That's a little bit too much garlic. Never too much garlic. Never too much garlic. More garlic. And then we're just going to go ahead, do a nice chop on the garlic. You're going to be surprised how much garlic I'm actually putting in this dish. Now we're going to add saffron. And I've got a little bottle of saffron here. I'm really weird. I kind of like to keep everything real close and tight. Now, once this comes to a boil, we're going to add cream to it. And then after the cream, we're going to add butter, a little bit of soft butter to it. And then it's going to be excellent. And I'm going to go ahead and add the lemon now, lemon juice. Now, the secret to this dish is if you're ever doing it in large quantities, let's say for 20 or 30 of your best friends, then take the pan drippings at the end and dump it into it after you have this, after the sauce is made. And that'll give it a lot more flavor and it'll make it a lot smoother as far as the taste is concerned. Actually, right now I'm going to add a little bit of cream to the sauce. It's ready. And you can see that saffron is really giving it a lot of color. And just so everyone in the back can see it. Okay? And we're just going to let that work just a little bit longer. You know, when you go into restaurants and you see really pretty plates and they've got nice mounds of stuff, they use what is called a solenoid, which has two open sides, and they just put it down and then they fill it with fill the stuff in, press it down. Well, unfortunately, I lost mine. So I'm going to cheat, and I'm going to use this little plate, this little bowl. See, I told you guys I was going to switch up. Okay? And it's really simple, it's really easy. Now let me show you how you can do this at home. You fill the bowl like I just did. Press it down, nice. And then you just flip it over. Okay. Okay, now we're going to take a chicken breast. And we're going to do a quick slice on it. I like to slice it maybe 6, 7 times. But here, this one I'll do 5. Okay, and then we're just going to place it around like so. Try to show the crab and place it around like so. And in a minute, we're going to invite a couple guests up to give this dish a try. And the sauce. To finish the sauce, we've got a little bit of butter. This is softened butter. Now, I've got some peppers and some basil in with this butter. It's just one of the things I do to season butter. I just enjoy having my butter well seasoned. And you're just going to take your butter and you're going to incorporate it right into the sauce. And then we're gonna let that go for about a minute, and it's gonna start to thicken, and then it'll be perfect. When you have a dirty board and you don't have any boards around that you can use to get a new board, instead of running back and cleaning it, a lot of people don't think about it, but all you have to do is take a dirty board, flip it over, and there you go. You got a nice clean board.
All right.
And the sauce is just about perfect. A little bit of pepper. And a little bit of salt. Sea salt. Thank you. And a little bit of lettuce. Thank you very much, Linda. And we're just going to put the lettuce right here. Now, I'm kind of changing up on the decoration of the plate, but that's no big deal. And then we're just going to take a little sauce and just go straight over the top. Like so. And then we've got some fresh chives, as I said, here. And we're just going to do a little, just lay the chives over the top like so. And then we're going to take a little bit of the fresh homemade vinaigrette. What kind of wine is it made with?
Sangiovese.
Made with Sangiovese wine, Cougar Sangiovese wine, and we're just going to sprinkle a little bit over the top, like so.
Yeah, I like that.
There you go. Now, if we can get Rick and Jennifer to come up, try this dish. This is Rick and Jennifer. They're the owners and the winemakers here at Cougar Vineyard and Winery. And about to be my best friends pretty soon, as soon as they taste this dish. Go ahead, guys. Give it a try. Now, be honest now. Tell me what you honestly think.
I'll start with the meat.
Okay. Now, isn't that sauce heavenly?
That's very tasty.
Salad's very yummy.
Thank you.
Can you pass it this way?
Couscous is really nice.
Thank you.
Chicken is nice and moist, and crab is tasty.
That's Sangiovese.
Couscous is very delicious.
That's very good.
Thank you. Tell me a little bit more about your winery. Tell me about some of the other wines that you work with.
We have a lot of Italian varietals, entirely planted the estate here in Italian varietals. Today we're trying 2 of them because they grow well around here. We've been making wine together for over 16 years.
Really?
Started making wine from a kit in Texas because we didn't have access to grapes. Moved up to Seattle, Washington. And
What kind of kit were you working with in Texas?
It was Merlot juice. Just, you know what you buy at the beer and wine store? That's what we started with. And
Really?
actually, Rick made wine with a friend who was a beer maker.
He made beer and he
Rick,
wanted
you
he
can
wanted to
finish
try
this.
some to make some wine, and I figured since we drank so much wine, it probably wouldn't be a bad thing to make our own.
Okay. What is your favorite wine that you actually make here?
Right now,
Probably Sangiovese.
Sangiovese? Well, it is a good wine.
yeah, we planted in 02. We bought our property and planted, or we bought in 01, and next year we planted the Sangiovese and the Montepulciano in our backyard in Fallbrook.
Oh,
So
okay.
it was a little hobby gone a little crazy. So
Okay.
here we are in Temecula now. 82 cases the first year, 880 the next, 1,200, and we're up to almost, what, 3,000 to 4,000 now?
A little over 4,000 this year, yeah.
We have one more thing that we need to do today. We're going to dip some chocolate, some strawberries in chocolate,
Yummy.
and we're going to serve it with the Cougar Full Monty wine. And that is really good. We have the chocolate right here already melted.
100% Montepulciano.
I'm going to let you guys do this. This is the fun part, okay? Now, we already have the chocolate melted. What we have here is a semi-sweet, which is really nice, and it's going to be really nice with the strawberries. And then we're just going to do a nice roll like this. And then just let it hang until it all falls off. and then just
Uh-oh.
like so. Yeah, go ahead and start dipping. And I'm gonna get a bottle of full Monty wine and a couple glasses, and then I'm gonna let you guys try this. And you're really gonna love this combination.
I've never stripped strawberry.
First time, yes, first time.
Look at these. Aren't they beautiful?
Oh, that's not too good.
Now, just take a small bite of the strawberry
Strawberry first.
and a sip of the wine.
That's delicious.
That is good.
But I think you can tell how really well this combination
Pairs
of
very
the
well
chocolate-
with it, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Thank you very much for joining us. And let me get these people fed because I think they're all about to beat me up anyway. So.